Happy birthday, Cancer. Welcome to Intuitive Gems. My name is Desiree, and I will be doing your money, wealth, finance, prosperity, and abundance reading for the month of July 2021. My goodness, we're already halfway through the year, so I hope your year is very prosperous and abundant. For the readings this month, I will be using my original tarot deck. I will clarify, as I always do, with my Radiant Rider-Waite Tarot. And then, Cancer, I will close out your reading with a New Moon Intention Oracle card. So, I think that is it. If you are interested in connecting with me for a private reading, because I know I get a lot of messages, and I always have that information linked down below the video. You can just go to my website, intuitivegems.com, and click on the readings tab, and you will get all the information there. All right, Cancer, let's go ahead and jump right into your reading. I'm feeling like kind of neutral, which is interesting. Now look at those two cards that came out, Cancer. I can see why. All right, so what do we need to know for the sign of Cancer as it relates to money, wealth, finances, prosperity, and abundance for the month of July 2021? What do we need to know for the sign of Cancer? All right, Cancer, so looks like you are moving in a new direction, and it looks like the timing is going to work out really well for that, especially as it relates to your work, to your career. That's what I'm getting really strongly, is that it's time to move on. You may even have some regrets about making that move, but I can tell you it's going to pay off because we've got this Ace of Wands here. But let's start here with the Eight of Cups. Now, the Eight of Cups is about walking away from something with no hesitation and no regret. Because like I said, Cancer, I feel like it's time. And a lot of you are making those kinds of choices and changes in your professional life, in your work life. So if you needed some type of sign, if you needed to hear it, if you needed some type of confirmation, clearly this is giving it to you. It's time to move on, or it's time to move in a new direction, or it's just time to make a different decision. Again, I'm picking up really strongly for a lot of you, this is going to be career and work related. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to move to a new industry or a new company per se, but there definitely has to be a shift, okay? And the shift is going to work out. It's going to be, excuse me, kind of emotional, because you do feel some kind of attachments. You will feel a little out of sorts. But from what I'm seeing here, there's definitely an opportunity for you to grow and to start something new. Now, we have the Eight of Pentacles in the reverse, which means you may feel like the timing isn't right? Because maybe work is starting to pick up. Maybe this is your busy season. Maybe you're starting to get slammed with, customers, clients. Maybe, your job is starting to say, hey, we need you. Are you willing to work more hours, pick up more shifts, maybe do some overtime? So it's going to feel like now is not the time to go, but internally, spiritually, mentally, even psychologically, it's time to, like I said, make a shift. It's time to pivot. But we have the Magician here in the reverse. We also have the Ten of Coins, Ten of Pentacles in the reverse. Magician says that, when he shows up in the reverse, that's telling me that you're not making use of everything that's available to you. Why? Because it is really comfortable to stay where you're at. However, you could have all the tools, all the resources, all the connections to do something different, but you're so comfortable where you are, and that's going to work against you if you don't take action. And I think you realize this, Cancer. I'm not telling you something that you don't already understand, to be true for yourself. But at the same time, it is hard and it is scary. But you have to trust that you are safe, that you do have everything you need, that your needs are being met, right? That you do have your basic survival needs covered. I always say that if you have the ability to watch YouTube, either on a computer, on a phone, on a tablet, TV, whatever, then that means you have access to things that a lot of people in the world don't, right? So you're already that much further ahead. So never discount where you are. Now, you may not be where you want to be, but you do have access to things to get you to where you want to go. The Ten of Pentacles in the reverse tells me that this is really going to be a solo journey for you, right? You're not going to be doing this with a group of people, with a close friend, maybe not even with your partner or spouse. This is something you're going to be doing independently on your own, right? So you understand it's time to move. Maybe there's people around you who don't, maybe they're not supportive. Maybe they think you're crazy. Maybe they think, you're doing the wrong thing, or you're making a mistake. Understand that all of that will kick up. When we do something different, people get uncomfortable. People get their feathers ruffled. But clearly, like I said, Cancer, it is time for a change, okay? And it's one of those things that is going to work out. However, you will have some emotional stuff going on. You may not be tapping into everything that's available, and you are going to have to do this by yourself. But it's also going to be something you do for yourself. So I hope you can understand and resonate with that. All right, let's see what else we need to know for the sign of Cancer. Oh, as it relates to money, wealth, finances, prosperity, and abundance for the month of July 2021. Yep. And it just keeps getting better and better. Okay, so we have the Tower in the reverse. A lot of people freak out when they see the Tower card, but let me tell you, sometimes it's one of the best cards to get. The Tower in the reverse talks about the worst is over. So let's say, hypothetically, Cancer, you do everything here. You quit the job, you start the new opportunity, new career, whatever, new business. You go through some emotional stuff and your partner's not supportive, right? So the Tower tells us that that's the worst it's going to get. It's not going to get bad, This is just part of the normal kind of shakeup when you do make a change in your life. So understand that this is something that could be a little unnerving, but you also have to understand, again, that's about as worse as it's going to get, right? Judgment. This is also the card of rebirth. It's also the card of making a decision and really feeling empowered by that decision. This is going to be a very profitable decision for you in the long term. You may not feel it right away, like you may be like, oh my God, what the heck did I do? But it will pay off. And, it fell onto that Ace of Wands, so we already saw that positive was coming out of this. Judgment tells us, yes, this is a rebirth. This is time to emerge into the new version of ourselves. And because we are willing to take that risk, it will definitely reward us, not only professionally, but also financially. The Three of Swords in the reverse. Again, that's healing from heartbreak. The worst is over. You may have, and it's interesting because it fell on that Queen of Cups, and that's the card of emotional sensitivity. So, making change is an emotional roller coaster sometimes. And clearly, it's not easy. We have attachments, we have emotional habits, we have emotional relationships. So it's going to feel like, your feelings are all over the place. But you have to understand, again, that is short term. You heal from that beautifully, okay? And don't let that get in the way of the money and the opportunities that are surely on the horizon for you. The Nine of Wands talks about feeling a little frustrated, a little discouraged. Again, probably because you're not tapping into all the resources that are available to you. Maybe it's because you're not getting the support you need, but it's okay. You're going to be fine, Cancer. You are driven. You are, you're one of the signs that really is all about getting the stuff done that needs to be done and not hesitating. The only thing sometimes is that you do really, really care about the people in your life, right? You don't want to hurt anybody. But at the same time, you can't sacrifice yourself for the sake of others. So we have the Nine of Pentacles, one of my favorite cards. This is the card of luxury, extravagance, overflow. And the other thing about the Nine of Pentacles is that she's a very satisfied card. In other words, she does all this stuff and then she's satisfied with the results that she creates for herself. And she just kind of floats on that cloud of being happy and being really, really settled in a place that not only supports her financially, but also spiritually, emotionally, and physically. Okay, so this is a beautiful confirmation card again. If you needed more confirmation, but the Nine of Pentacles tells us that you're really going to be in such a good place once you kind of, move into the thing that it is that you're ready to do. Now, for a lot of you, I'm feeling like this is going to be a business. A lot of you have been doing side hustles. You've been doing stuff, maybe part-time at night, on the weekends, whatever. And you're getting to the point now where you feel like you probably could make the leap and make that your full-time thing. And I'm also picking up that for a lot of you, it really is just a job change. Considering what our economy is going through right now, there's more opportunity. There's also a lot more flexibility because more companies are seeing the benefits of people working from home. So a lot of you want to do that, and I know because I get a lot of messages from you saying, I love my job, I just want to work from home, or I really want to start this business. I've been, thinking about it for years, and I'm ready to make the leap, but I'm scared to let go of the security of the job. So, that's one of those things where you have to do the inner work and trust, trust yourself. Ooh, okay. All right, Cancer. I'm already seeing some good things here. What do we need to know for the sign of Cancer as it relates to money, wealth, finances, prosperity, and abundance for the month of July 2021? Interesting, you got quite a few repeaters here. We've got the Nine of Wands, saw that here. Ten of Pentacles, saw that here. That support does come through. Judgment, we have Judgment here, and we saw that one here. Okay, so Nine of Wands, I like seeing this card in the reverse. Why? Because it tells me that, that discouragement, that feeling frustrated phase, by the time we hit the second half of July, it's over. You're very confident, secure, probably because that support comes through, right? Here we had the Ten of Pentacles, no support. You're doing this on your own. People may not understand, but by the time we hit the second half of the month, it looks like people do understand. People are on board, especially the people close to you. They say, yeah, you know what, I'm now that you break it down, or now that I see how happy you are, I'm totally supportive of what it is that you're trying to do. So this is really good. The second half of July is going to be really strong and really positive for you emotionally. Next, we got the Hangman. Now, the Hangman is kind of a... It's kind of like not trying to necessarily make a move, but you have to make a move. Hesitating, like there's something more you need to do and you're not feeling ready. Sometimes I see this card show up when it's people are struggling with imposter syndrome. If you have your own business, or if you're an entrepreneur, you know that phrase, meaning, you don't think you're good enough to be a business owner, so you feel like you're kind of, not being authentic. However, you're more than qualified to be a business owner. So, I'm getting a little bit of that, Cancer. This is something, again, you're going to have to work through, but it's not going to be something that's going to be too difficult for you, okay? The other thing is I'm also picking up that there's just some hesitancy to really move forward in a big way. You know, you've taken some baby steps, but now it's really time to take the big leap, the big jump, okay? Page of Swords in the reverse, that's some unexpected news about something being discontinued. I'm not feeling like that's anything financial, though. It's really weird. I'm picking up that this is something work-related. Could be a client, you know, decides to maybe move on. Could be a coworker or a partner or something that you thought, you know, was going to be on board for the long haul, and then they're not. Whatever the case may be, though, it looks like it's going to be right in alignment with what you're trying to do. So maybe it may be a little bit of a surprise, maybe a little bit of a disappointment, but it's not something that's going to totally knock you off your game. I do see also for this, there's something that there's a change in a situation or a circumstance that was very unexpected, and it kind of leaves you, I guess I could say leaves you hanging, but it's not like you're drowning, right? It's like you're like, oh wow, you know, I thought I had this sealed and ready to go, and now I'm being told it's not. So now you've got to kind of put out the fire kind of thing. That's what I'm picking up from this. We talked about the Judgment card. This is a repeater again. I mean, that's good. It's confirmation. You're on the right track. You're kind of revising who you are and what you do and how you bring your money in and how you support yourself and how you take care of, you know, the things that life throws at us. But this is really good. This is a positive card telling me that, to tell you that you're definitely on the right track and you're making the right decision, especially because it fell onto this Nine of Pentacles here. Two of Cups, this is a divine separation. This is a breaking away of something. That's why I'm feeling like this is connected to this. I don't know why. Intuitively, that's what I'm picking up. That's why I said it. I'm feeling like this of something stopping unexpectedly. Could be a customer or a client or a colleague just kind of moving, you know, in a different direction. And it's not anything ugly or nasty, but it is unexpected and it is a surprise. All right, Cancer, let's see what else shows up for you as it relates to money, wealth, finances, prosperity, and abundance for the month of July 2021. I feel like I need another card. Okay. I did need another card. There we go. All right, Cancer, as we close out the month of July. Oh, look, I have room for one more. You know, I'm a Virgo. I can't have stuff not uniform here. All right, as we close out the month of July, Cancer. Okay, this is where things kind of get a little wonky. And when I say wonky, I don't mean that things are catastrophic, but I do sense that there is going to be some bumps in the road. We have the Hierophant here. This is kind of going against the grain. This is you doing your own thing. Sometimes this card shows up when we're a little bit too confident, overly confident. And yeah, sometimes that kind of, you know, comes back to bite us all, right? The King of Cups, this is the card of being a little bit, I don't want to say mean, but a little bit insensitive. Now, when he shows up in the reverse, it's not that he doesn't care, it's just that he doesn't care to the degree that as it affects him, right? So it's not that you don't care about other people, but if their stuff is not something that is going to enhance you in any way, then you have no problem cutting it off, cutting it out. The problem is people can misinterpret that, so you have to be very, very careful. Not that you want to express that you don't care, but at the same time, just understand that you kind of either cutting someone off or you know, kind of keeping your distance. People are going to read that the wrong way. Next, we have the Knight of Pentacles. This is some type of assistance that doesn't come through, Cancer. Now, the interesting thing is, I'm feeling like this is something financially related. You know, could be that you applied for a loan, or someone said they were going to pay you back some money they owed you. It could also be investments. You know, pay attention to your investments this last week of July, because I'm feeling like things are cyclical, and I have a feeling that things are going to be on the downturn at this time. But that's not the time to sell, okay? That's what this is. I'm getting very clearly now, intuitively, to tell you, Cancer. You may see some dips going in your portfolio, depending on what it is that you're invested in. Stocks, mutual funds, bonds, I don't know, metals, crypto, real estate. Things probably will take a little bit of a dip, probably at the end of July. But like I said, that is not the time to sell. Write it out, because like I said, I'm getting very strongly that this is cyclical, okay? And you may think, oh my God, you know, this is horrible. Don't sell. If you can avoid it, don't sell. Just understand that things go down, but they do come back up, okay? But I am seeing that it is going to take an emotional toll on you financially, not not financially, emotionally. The financial cycles will take a toll on you emotionally here, but you're going to have to stay strong, Cancer. You're going to have to write it out as best as you can. Make sure you're in a position that money can stay in there. You know, this can't be money that you need to pay the bills every month. You need to have separate investment money that can just stay where it's at and let it perform, let it do what it's going to do, because it is going to be bouncing around once we hit the end of July. King of Swords here tells me that there is going to be some people that you probably have to remove from your life. That's what I'm feeling with this here. It's there's some people around you that need to be cut off. They should have been cut off a while ago. You've given them chance, and you know, time and time again, you finally get fed up, and you're like, okay, I think you and I are no longer friends, or you and I no longer need to talk, or you and I, you know, no longer need to be connected. I do feel like that's happening big time with this King of Swords here. Finally, we have the Seven of Pentacles. Seven of Pentacles is a card of being a little bit dissatisfied with your current work situation. Now, again, if you're kind of doing what I see a lot of you are contemplating doing, you may kind of get bored. You know, even though you kind of made some big changes, once you kind of get settled into a rhythm, you may realize that, hey, this is a little bit more, or I should say, it could be a little bit less less exciting than what you had anticipated. But it doesn't mean it's not paying you, because you can see here, sometimes the work comes easy, sometimes the money comes easy, and you're still getting paid. You know, don't think that you're not, you know, making the money. You're making the money, but you're finding it to be a little bit easier than what you had expected, and less challenging than what you had expected. Now, for some of you, this could be a great thing. Others of you who are problem solvers, this may not be a great thing. I mean, everybody likes easy money. There's no question about that. But at the same time, we want to do work that's fulfilling and that allows us to grow and learn and whatever. But for those of you who want like some kickback income, hey, it's definitely possible, and I do see a little bit of that happening here as we close out July 2021. Finally, we have the Justice card in the reverse. The Justice card in the reverse talks about, you know, decisions being made, and you don't have any say or input or influence over those decisions. Again, this is something that is work, career, money related. You know, decisions will be made, but you're going to just have to live with them. You're not going to have any say because even though it affects you, you're not part of the decision-making team, or you're not at the point to where your input is part of the process, you know. And this happens to a lot of us. Don't think it's just you, Cancer. You know, sometimes big corporations make decisions. They decide to pull a product off a market or something like that. And this is something that we've used and we've loved for years. And now all of a sudden, it's no longer. So it's something like that, where it's a decision that affects you. However, you just don't have any say over the matter. So Cancer, your month is July. Is just the theme of July for you is going to be change. That's what I'm seeing here. There's going to be a lot of changes. You're going to flow with it. You're going to grow with it. And you're just going to have to kind of ride things out. Like I said, I do get the sense that your investments will be doing some up and down stuff towards the second half and the end of the month. But again, that's nothing to panic over, even though you may feel like it's scary. If you can ride it out, you're going to be just fine. All right, to close out your reading, Cancer, I'm going to use a New Moon Intention Oracle card. This is from Sage Goddess. This is a brand new Oracle deck that I just got a couple weeks ago, and I think it's beautiful, and I'm actually really excited to use it this month. So let's go ahead and see what we've got for the sign of Cancer. You got card number 29, Healed Light. The intention is the light in me sees the light in others and connects with them there, raising the frequency of the planet toward universal healing. As the light in me heals and emerges, it naturally seeks and exalts the light in all who surround me. Excuse me. The process is my service to the planet. Beautiful. The stone here is, I think it's pronounced scolasite. If I am saying that wrong, please feel free to correct me. And the essential oil that you could work with this month is blue tansy. So Cancer, I hope you enjoyed this reading. I hope it was helpful. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, observations, please drop them down below. Thank you so much for spending this time with me. We'll do it all again next month.